That's why I give Dev credit for that, because Dev is the one that's going to always sit there and he got to get the angle just right, or the light got to be just right, and
Yes.
all those things, you know. And but I can always say I was always the opposite. I was the one with the sound. I
He
want
was
to get
always
the
like,
sound together, but
he was like them 2 clicks up on a light.
oh yeah. Or
I'm
he'll
like,
go move that damn tree behind
yeah.
people, move that damn tree like
Oh
an
my
inch and a half.
God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Am I under interrogation?
yeah. No, yeah, that was always gonna be Dev. Yo, 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 yo. This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you with the newest episode of the DMST Conversations podcast. Back again with Eulise. What's going on, Eulise?
Man, you already know. Blessed, healthy, and wealthy per usual. Um, a little, I wouldn't even say underweather. I'm not gonna claim that, but like a little stuffy, had the AC on a little bit too high. Other than that, I'm blessed,
Hmm.
healthy, and wealthy. Per usual, feeling real good on this Wednesday night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the first time we done something midweek, I think, since probably since had started doing it here in the
Hmm.
basement and stuff, and you would come over and we'd do the show. So, because I think other than that, once we started doing it all online, I think it's all been on Sundays. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, if not, maybe one night that we haven't done it. So, I mean, I kind of like to do doing it at home. I'm sitting here, I'm barefoot in the house. I'm like, this online thing and not being in the studio thing, because it actually works. Even though the first studio, I used to always, when we would be in the studio, like I always did the show with no shoes on. It was just I was always comfortable, you know. But
Let me find
because
out she was the barefoot band of the DMST.
look, our but yeah, our first studio was so like small and intimate, like it just felt like we was just chilling in somebody's room, you know. Which a lot of people don't understand this. Even with radio shows, people think because you see stuff online, these clips, you think it's like this big huge space and all these other
Hmm.
things. Like no, the studios are actually small spaces, because you don't need these big huge spaces, because sound, these big spaces, your sound goes some places. That's why I loved our second studio. I always hated the sound in the second studio, because it never felt as good as when we did it in my apartment, at least to me, or as we did it in the first studio. It was just too big of a space in that room. Um, and quite honestly, we actually thought we were going to be doing that show in the smaller room anyway. Um,
And I actually worked in a smaller room. It did.
yeah, I'm trying to think. The first time you came up, no, we wasn't. It was too tight. We the first time you came up, we was in a larger room. But I think the first time you came up, I think we were still using the long table, like the
Yes.
long black. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 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 yeah. Man,
And
memories.
then we went to the smaller room and had the mic stands on the chairs.
For like
And
maybe a
then
few shows,
yeah, and
but it
then we
was
went
always
back to the
too tight.
larger room. That's when y'all had the couch and the chair set up, and then Deb was on the table. I liked
Yeah,
that, like the multi-screen setup.
yeah, yeah.
I
We
know it was
did
like a
about
lot of work.
yeah, we did like three different setups in that larger room. To be honest, because even when we went into the larger room, we had the big table to start, and then we just went to chairs all around with the mics on the chairs,
Hmm.
and then we did chairs and a couch. I think, like you said, we always had the table in the corner, because originally I had set up that table in the corner just to be like a DJ stand. Because we always had the thoughts like, oh, we're gonna be doing events. We'll always have our DJ stuff set up, boom, boom, boom. But then it wound up just becoming like the control area for whoever was recording the show. That's where you sat at. That's where all the mixers and things were. But yeah, we had the DMST bar at one corner at one point, and we had at least 3-4 different setups in that studio. Which is, if you go back and look at all them shows, which Facebook actually dumped all our shows from the page. Like you would see all those different setups. Like we was always doing something in that space.
Yes, and it always worked out too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
That's why
man.
that's why I give Dev credit for that, because Dev is the one that's gonna always sit there and he got to get the angle just right, or the light got to be just right, and
Yes.
all those things, you know. And but I can always say I was always the opposite. I was the one with the sound. I
He
want
was
to get
always
this
like,
sound together, but
he was like them 2 clicks up on a light.
oh yeah. Or he'll
I'm like,
go move that damn tree behind
yeah.
people, move that damn tree like an
Oh
inch
my
and a half.
god.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, am I under interrogation?
Yeah. No, yeah, that was always gonna be Dev. So what's been going on in your last week and a half? What's good?
Man, I had a show um yesterday. I got a show this coming Friday. Shout out to Chris Harvey. He just opened up a comedy club at Akron called the Kill Box. And I'll be hosting this Sunday. Bruh Man from Martin is gonna be there. And
Oh, yeah, because he'll be in town, I think, at the Improv this weekend, so he gonna slide through there. Okay,
I
I
want to
think
say,
he at
yep,
the
that's
Improv
it.
this weekend.
Yep.
I
And
know,
so
I saw him on our calendars. I don't know if it's this weekend, but I know he's coming up to be in Cleveland at some point, so that would make sense if he's here for something like that too. Cool.
and then on the 20th is a Thursday, I'll be with Ramon Rivas at is it Comedy Faux? I think it's Comedy Faux. But it's at like a pho. They say the noodle spot. But you know how they be popping up doing like different showcases at different places or whatever, so I'll be
Okay,
there.
yeah, yeah,
But just trying to get back into it and get over the sniffle. Like it just this is
yeah.
just but but no,
No, I know
everything's
how
been
this. I
cool.
got allergies, so it hits me all the time when it's just allergies, and my allergies can kick my ass year round. It ain't even got to be summer
Listen,
or spring or fall. Like it could be the winter.
one good night of the AC being too hot, and this is how I sound, and I hate it.
No, no, I
And
get
I
it.
knew better too, because I'm like, wait, my air is on 63, and I'm still hot. I
If
said,
our AC was on 63 in this house, Colisha would absolutely lose her mind if our air conditioner was on 63.
I had it on 63. I was like,
We haven't
why
even
am I
had our
still hot?
AC on today,
I would turn it
today
on
or
to
yesterday.
62. I turned it to 62 and then turned the fan on and
Yeah.
slept under the fan with the air on 62. Yeah, I was
Plus,
asking for it.
plus, plus, the problem in our house is that we got too big of furniture in our living room, so it's covering up like one of the vents in there, and so it takes even longer for things to cool off at times because like that vent is
Oh
covered
yeah,
up in
yeah.
there. Like we just got this big ass couch and stuff when we moved in here because it fit, and it's like we really didn't need a couch that big.
Man, that
But
was a subtle flex. Big ass couch at
no,
Brainstorm House.
no, you've been in our living room, but it's just we
Hey,
don't
look,
need
the
it
first living
because
room. They got 3 living rooms, y'all.
we don't have no three living rooms. So, well, I know three living rooms. Now I have to change my address. Uh,
You got multiple couches in your house. Okay.
I mean the back room, yeah, because that's Corlisha's
The back
space. That's
room. The
her room.
second living room,
Yeah,
y'all.
it's no different than having like a family room in a living room or a den. Houses don't really. I guess they don't come like with a den anymore or something like that. They just like a family room. It's no different than that. But that's her space. You got to holler at her about that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Y'all got a his
but
or
yeah,
her.
but
You ever had a his or hers bathroom? They got a his or hers living room.
come on now, come on,
You got his or her closet? His or her living room.
man, come on now. Come on now.
Levels.
We got a very small home. But yeah, like I said, we just
And they
so
call that
it's
small with 2 living rooms, y'all. They shitting on us. One
no,
living
no,
room.
they not. Wait, no, come on. But yeah, it's just like I always feel like our house doesn't get as cool as it need to be. That's what we were just talking about. Like my basement is cool like crazy, but like I said, we ain't even had I haven't even turned our AC on. Like we didn't open up these windows these last 2 days because we got our electric bill a couple weeks back, and that bitch had some zeros on it. And I was like, you know what? Hey, old school, old
I'm
school. We
telling
gonna
you.
pull these fans out.
But I was scared to get my electric bill, but it wasn't even bad for how much I was running my AC.
Yeah, because we had that hot stretch. Where it was like what a
Mm-hmm.
week, a little
It was
bit
like
over a week.
90s
Where
for like a week and
yeah,
a half.
yeah, it was mid to upper 90s. So it's like yeah, our shit and the funny thing is, to me, ours is bad, and I've seen people talk about theirs that's like way worse than ours, and I'm like, yeah, I guess you should count ourselves lucky, but as soon as it started to cooling off some, yeah, we gonna open these windows up. Let's turn these little ceiling fans on and just get some air circulating around this house. Now our second floor, the upstairs, that gets hot. You can't do
Penthouse
nothing
suite.
about that, huh?
penthouse suite.
There you go with the jokes again. I see you coming back into your comedy form. I see it's all coming back. But yeah, that second level, you just it's hot up there. It ain't nothing you can do. But so we got ACs going up there, and it's just like it's just hot.
Speaking of
But
hot, pretty hot and tempting. Somebody just celebrated an anniversary.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like I guess that's the biggest thing that's going on in the last week and a half. I mean, we last Wednesday, so a week ago, we were celebrating our anniversary. So that was our third anniversary. Um, where did we go to eat?
Still
Oh, we didn't do
newlywed.
nothing. Yeah. I was thinking, I'm like, where did we go to eat? We just went out to eat. We just went up to Firebirds and Beechwood up at Pinecrest.
Pinecrest.
Yeah. Yeah. So we chilled. We didn't go because we've been the last couple of years we've been doing stuff crazy like we go get through the really really nice dinner and all that stuff and we like all right at some point we got to stop doing the I mean there's no problem with celebrating us and our anniversary but like we don't have to do this every single time. At first we were going to just cook at home, just figure out something that we wanted to eat and then just make the meal at home, and then we wound up just being like, oh well, I had DJ the weekend before and they wound up paying me extra to stay. Um, and they took me good. So I was like, well, fuck it. Then my anniversary next week, we was gonna cook at home. Fuck it, we might as well just go ahead and go out somewhere. So that's what we did. So yeah, it was cool. Good night.
Do you,
Good.
do you think when what you celebrate annually is kind of on the same level of how you show up daily, that these big grand celebrations for the year
I
don't
already know where
really
you're going.
hit? You know what I'm saying? Like if you do, or y'all at a place where the daily is just as, I guess, eventful as the annual. You know what I'm saying? Like I can
Yeah.
see where it's just like, yeah, I mean, shoot, we love each other like this every day. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you do want to celebrate in some type of capacity because it is the
You want to
anniversary of
recognize
your
it.
marriage, but at the same time, I kind of be like looking at some of these big, like fancy, extravagant anniversary, gifts or
Hmm.
events. And it's like, do you really love that person on that level, or is it to compensate for what may have been lacking through the year,
Yeah. That make a lot of sense. It's like with me growing up, I always say my mom's Jehovah's Witness, so we grew up that way, and so we didn't celebrate the holidays. But that was one way they kind of taught us to look at like Christmas and stuff because it's like you getting stuff all year long. There's some people who celebrate the holidays like that or Christmas, and it's just like they spend a whole year waiting for Christmas so they can get these big gifts and all these things. But it's like, for us, it's like, all right, well, if you needed something or you wanted something in March, then we got it for you in March. Something along those lines. So I get that concept. It make a lot of sense to me, but I still think you should celebrate it. And obviously we will and we do, but it don't always have to be. At least for us, people could do what they want to do, but at least for us, it don't always have to be. We gonna go out and we gonna have the however whatever the dinner that's gonna cost however many hundreds of dollars or whatever because you're gonna go to the nicest place and all those things. Again, we've done it a couple times, but this year we was just like, yo, let's just keep it a little bit more low key and because you're going to the goal is to keep doing it and to do it every year. So it don't always have to. And then we got other things on the agenda, trips we're trying to take and stuff that's got to get paid for. That's just more important right now.
What are some gestures that a man experience or would like to experience throughout the year that may be on the celebratory anniversary side?
You mean like if to in the mode of like you giving me something like a gift throughout the year so that the anniversary don't mean
A
as
gift,
much
a
or
gesture, or just how would a woman consider a man outside of the anniversary? I think that's what I'm asking.
I don't know. She should just listen to him and what he want in a sense. Like I think men complain about this a lot online in online spaces where you can sit there and tell someone what you want, your wife or your significant other, what you want. This is what I want, and this is what I want. And then they'll complain that she gets you what she wants, that she thinks you're going to like, even though you've told her, hey, this is what I want. Uh, so that's what I would say. Just listen to them. If it's just, most of the time, men going to be simple anyway. You know, like by Father's Day come up, I'd be like, yo, or my birthday, or sweetest day or something. I say the same thing all the time. I like a steak, so we can just go to Texas Roadhouse. We can have let me go get a steak from Texas Roadhouse. I'm good. Or sometimes she'll go to the butcher place around the corner from us, and she'll get the nice steak, a nice thick cut steak, and they'll already put the butter in for it, and those types of things. So I would say just listen. If a guy say this is what I want, or hey, if he just like, yo, let me get a few hours or a day that I don't get bothered. I just want to sit and watch the game or
I was
play the
waiting
video
for it to
game.
come around.
Just listen. And vice
Men like to
versa.
be left alone.
I so enjoy my silence, and I know I'm different because I lived on my own for 20 years before this relationship and in the marriage and stuff. I know I'm different. I was used to silence. That's a long time to live by yourself. But a lot of men just value their peace, and for them, peace is silence and just being unbothered. I can watch this game for 2 hours and not be bothered. I can watch this game for 3 hours and not be bothered. I can turn on my Xbox or my PlayStation and play it and not be bothered. That's it. I think it's simple. We all just have to listen to each other. That's what the opposite sexes don't do enough of. We try to impose what we think somebody wants or what we think they should be doing and all these things. Well, sometimes you just need to shut the hell up and leave people the hell alone. Like, just because you leaving somebody alone for a while or something like that don't mean you don't love them. You don't have to be all up on them. Maybe it's a love language thing where some people just can't leave people alone. Like, they have to be like, what is the love? One of them is the like physical touch type thing. Maybe it's one of those things. I don't know, but I don't fall into that category. Peace, a little bit of silence sometimes, or sometimes just being left alone. That go a long way with me. But like I said, just listen to your partner.
So being left alone.
Yeah, just listen to your mm-hmm. I'm simple. Yeah. Especially at this age now. We ain't got to go nowhere and do nothing crazy and all these things.
What do you think changed? But you know what? For you to say that you're simple now, what changed, or what did you feel like you needed before to where you're to be honest now?
No, to be honest, I was always simple. Because I've never been a person that's been big on like we got to be out in the streets. We got to go do all these things. I've always been simple. Like I said, I prefer to plan the trip and let's go do something. Like, I'm real big on experiences nowadays. And maybe that's the part about me being older. I say it with my sports all the time, like the games I go to sometimes, or, I used to this, if I just wanted to go to a game, I go. Now I'm really big on experiences. I want to go see something I haven't seen. When it's sports, I want to see players I haven't seen before, teams I haven't seen, a game in a place I haven't been before, Yeah, so it's just, I guess in a sense it is being more calm, but yeah, I just don't need the extra.
Okay. And
I just don't need the extra.
I'm starting to see like you have to be, I guess, compromising is maybe the word I'm looking for to some degree, to where like as much as you be like calm, cool, and collect, lay back, you still will step out if your wife wants to do X, Y, Z.
I mean, you got to, or you ain't gonna have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever else. You got to. Like I said, you gotta listen.
Have you ever got to the point where it was like, now I do not want to do this.
She knows.
But you did it anyway for her?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been a couple of things here and there that I really technically didn't want to do, but I think in relationships we all kind of do that on every level. Like, if you're together long enough, she got a friend or something, or you got to go to a wedding that you really don't want to go to. It's during football season. It's the biggest game of the season, and it's a wedding. And who the fuck planned the wedding on October 13th when Ohio State was playing at Penn State and it's number 1 versus number 4 or something like that? Like who does that? But I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean, yeah,
What was the most I don't want to do this, but I don't even know because I love you? that you ever had to just see it through?
Yeah, no. I don't know. I can't really name anything off the top of my head to be honest.
But
I
it
mean,
would
I
mostly
just
be like an event like with her people.
see now you're trying to get me in trouble. Like
No, not
you know.
specifically her, but I'm talking about like in a relationship period. Like I'm talking about in your relationship period.
Um, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Um, I guess more times than not for me, it's probably just sometimes I just it don't have to it really don't have to do with too much of anything. Sometimes if I just don't feel like moving, if I'm tired, I just don't want to be
Okay.
bothered.
Okay.
Um, and I mean, I'm really really bad at that. I'm at my crankiest when I'm tired slash sleepy, or when I'm hungry. I'm at, but tired and sleepy is the biggest thing. Mentally, I kind of start to shut down. I don't have the space, the energy, the
Yeah.
ability to start being like, hey, I got to interact and I got to do this and I got to do that. I don't have it. I need to go somewhere and sit for an hour or something like that. Like I just mentally, I'm like, I mentally shut down. You know, like I could be around my family. Let's say we planned an event and we was all out of town somewhere for 3 4 days. But if I get tired, I'm going to get cranky and I'm going to get an attitude. So it's like I need to probably go find somewhere and take a nap, or go find a place and have it be quiet for a while. Because when I overload, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what's crazy? Everybody tells me how bad it has been on the days that you've had to like kind of go there, but I cannot see you like anything but like this. Like I don't even think I've been around you when your voice got elevated.
Yeah. Yeah, you done missed some. You missed the glory years. Then I guess I don't know. Yes, yeah. I don't know. I'm always a calm person, and I'm like most people. I'm calm more times than not
Until you're
until
not.
yeah, until people do just ill shit, and I'll be like, all right, like I'm very basic in. At least I try to be. There may be people that may see this or may know me and will disagree, but I'm very much you know, I respect you, you respect me. I'll be cool with you, you be cool with me. I don't like when people I don't like when people do fuck shit towards me, and I don't like when people try to insult my intelligence. Like I just insulting my intelligence is one of the worst things that people can do to me. Like you really think I'm just that dumb nigga, huh? I'm just the one that you gonna say something to, that you just gonna say something to, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like I hate that with a passion. And so, but yeah, but I really do also hate when people just be doing fuck shit, where it's just like we too old for this type stuff, and we acting like we in elementary school type thing. Like, yeah, that drives me up a wall.
When you say like basically you respect me, I respect you. I seen this video where this female basically got disrespectful with another female in front of her man, and she looked at her man like he was supposed to do something, and it was a female.
Is that
So
the one with the dancing thing you were talking about?
no, this is a whole other video,
Okay.
but we're gonna get to that too. Um, but in that situation, where do you kind of gauge your involvement with an altercation like that? Like if a female was to disrespect Corlicia in front of you, like are you waiting till things pop off? Are you taking off on a young lady? Like are you gonna
I mean,
let
I'm
Corlicia get
not.
the best of her and then like
Yeah, these things is those. I don't know. These some questions where I don't. People are so crazy that you can't put stuff past people, but I don't see ourselves in this situation because we pretty much go out and just mind our own business. Like we go to the places we gonna go, a restaurant or whatever, or something outdoors, and we go chill. We sitting off to ourselves and doing something. But again, I know people do stuff that you can't put past. Like you could be standing in line at a food truck at an outdoor event that ain't doing nothing. Let's say we had to wait over Wednesday or whatever. You just go get in line at the food truck, and it could be somebody that just walked past you and they bump into you, or you, maybe you walking past somebody, you bump into them just innocent, and they just start popping off at the mouth something crazy. So it's weird, but it's one of them things you kind of I when it
not to
comes to
mention
things.
that we're in Cleveland.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing where I feel like as men, like I'm not gonna just pop fly with another woman just because she saying something. Like, if anything, I'm just gonna be looking like, because I'm 45. It ain't no reason for me to be in these streets throwing hands with nobody, unless again I'm trying to protect me or my family, something like that. But so there's no reason for me to be out in the street starting something on my own. So more than anything, it's almost about de-escalating the situation. If it ain't that serious, all right, let's roll. We really ain't gotta do this. We ain't gotta let this escalate into something crazy. If hands start getting thrown, like that becomes a different thing, because it's just like I ain't supposed to be putting my hands on no woman. So I know that, you know, that ain't supposed to be happening. Now, if I'm sitting here and all of a sudden three, four other women come out of nowhere and they jump with her, like now I'm a dumbass if I sit here and let her get jumped or whatever. Like, nah, that ain't about to happen neither. So I mean, it's just
You
step one
said
is
you
just
gonna be throwing them haymakers at
no, I'm just saying that, like, what I'm gonna do, sit there and watch her, some three, four people jumping, like that ain't gonna happen. Like, come on. But I mean, but the initial thing is like, all right, we don't even need to be in this right now. Like, all right, we can go ahead and keep it moving. Like, unless it's something you can't really get
de-escalation.
out of.
No,
Yeah,
and that's very like adults, mature, all of those things. But sometimes people fuck around and find out. Because I gotta say, like, at this age, yes, I'm older. However, it's only so much of my posture I'm gonna allow you to try to provoke me out of.
agreed, agreed.
And the crazy part is, I don't care what nobody say. Nobody gets to decide how you react to somebody.
And that's why I tell people. That's why we tell our young one in this house, don't talk to people any kind of way. They don't treat people any kind of way, because you don't get to dictate their reaction to things. You might think something is small. You might think something is just whatever. But to that person, you might have just disrespected them to the level of disrespect that they ain't gonna stand. Or you might have just fucked up their whole day. Or you don't know what's going on in this person's house. So don't even do it to people. You don't get to dictate somebody's reaction to anything. You might just think you playing. You might be sitting out somewhere, even as adults. You might just be sitting there with your girlfriends or whoever, or me with my homies. You might see somebody, look at that. You might say a little off the wall comment because you trying to be funny. They might hear you, and now they all up in your face. Or they just flat the fuck out still on you or something. Like you just don't get to dictate what people are going to do, because you don't know what's going on with other people. So stop fucking with people. That's always my big thing. Stop fucking with people.
It's funny that you said like that or whatever, like you tell yourself, because I literally just walked into a situation where this this young lady knew that her son had behavior issues and um was upset that a neighbor daughter retaliated. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say the son is like 5 and the girl is like 13. Let's say 13, 14. The little boy hits the girl and the little girl hits the boy back. And it's like you, as his mother, wanted a phone call before any discipline happened. That's not real world.
No,
You
not in
have
the moment.
in my opinion, you have the luxury of having that open communication with somebody in that regard, as y'all being neighbors and this being a community, and y'all see each other in passing and everything like that. The kids gonna play together, da 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 da. However, for you to know, in my opinion, that your son has behavior problems and you're more upset at people's reaction to him versus what he's doing and correcting
Mm-hmm.
that and focusing on that. Because the next time it probably wouldn't be a little girl that you know. It could be a
Yeah,
stranger.
yeah,
And then what?
yeah,
Stranger don't know he got behavior issues.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just
And a
know they got
stranger
his.
stomp his little ass out. Who the fuck cares about this little kid?
And it's like in those situations, you cannot try to have this expectation of the world to react a certain type of way versus you focusing on, hey, son, if you do this, this will happen.
Yeah,
Behavior issues and all. He has to understand that his actions come
consequences.
with reactions and consequences.
Yeah, Yeah, consequences, and everybody got to learn them. It's adults
Absolutely.
that's out here still learning the fact that it's consequences to everything, which is sad.
Man, world star.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's hell. That's why that phrase right there became one of the reasons why that phrase became very popular.
Because people fucked around, found out.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of, yeah. So if if you were doing a line dance and this girl next to you started doing a line dance with you, she didn't touch you, she didn't turn it over, she didn't toot it out, none of that. She just started doing the line dance with you, and Corlicia pulled you away from her. What would you do?
So I know you sent the video. I wish it's gonna play like with the noise right now. So I want to see how it is. But if it's legit, I'm just doing a line dance, and she started doing it, so everybody's doing a line dance together. I honestly don't think she's gonna do that. But if she did, I would just be looking at her like what's the issue? What's legitimately the issue? Because I would think it would have to be something that she either you, yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the issue? If it's as simple as that, we at whatever spot, a spot vacation or whatever where people dance at, and I'm the one doing. One, it would be odd if I was the one doing the line dance and she wasn't. First and foremost, let's say it turned out that way. If all of a sudden she came and grabbed me just because she didn't want some chick dancing near me, like we got to start having an honest conversation. Because if you are a person, her or anybody that is that insecure that you do something and that triggers you, then you got to find out what's happened to you that's making that trigger you like that. Unless that guy specifically has done something to you to make you not trust him. And even then, a dance, and ain't nobody touching and ain't nobody doing nothing like that. That's what happens in line dances. People be right next to each other dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we would have to have a conversation about what it is about that triggered you.
And I think we talked about this up in the studio too, because y'all was looking at me like I was crazy. I was like, dancing does not. I don't care about that. Like a girl can straight twerk on my man. I would not. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I don't know about
I
that.
wouldn't. I would not care because like you said, I'm that secure. Like I know because it's like we talked about this too with different levels for men and women. Now I know even if my man was okay with it, I still wouldn't go dance with another man because I know how men like that. That's a different level of reaction. But a girl twerking on my man, I wouldn't care. I would not care. Would not care because I know where he's
Yeah,
going. I know where he's
yeah,
going.
yeah. I don't know about that. because because if we were out somewhere, and I'm not even the biggest dancer, and I know that about me. I'll pop up with a line dance every so often, or
Mhm.
there's every bloom. I'm the prototypical. I'm sitting in the seat, and that song come on that I like. I'm in my seat. I'm all day long. I'm bobbing my head all day long, or whatever. But I'm really ain't getting up dancing a lot. Which Carlicia, she does like to dance, so that do be causing an issue at times. But I wish the fuck I would. I'm chilling and I see you out here bent over twerking on some guy. Vacation is fucking over. I wish the fuck we would. Come on now. And I know she gonna hear this. God damn it, I don't care. I wish the fuck we would. We out here and you out here,
Are you
hands
talking
on
to
your
her like
knees,
that?
hands on
She's otherwise gonna.
hands on the floor. You out here twerking on somebody. You lost your goddamn
Throwing
mind.
it. Throwing it.
Yeah. You got to throw that ass in a circle. You better throw that ass in divorce court. You better get the fuck up out of here with that. What is we
You mean a
talking about out
divorce
here?
over a date?
What is we talking about out here, Eulise, huh? Throw that ass in divorce court. What is we talking about? What is we talking about out here? What is we talking about out here?
Oh my god.
Out here bent over on the to the whatchamacallit song. We gonna fuck tonight. Yo, no. We gonna call the lawyer tonight. That's what we gonna do. What is we talking about out here? What are we doing out here in these streets? I ain't got time for this.
So when I get married, she can't come to the male review with me for my bachelorette party.
Well, she swears she don't like male strippers.
Uh-huh.
She didn't said that. She didn't said that plenty of times. So it's like I don't look. If
But
she
you know
want to
they
go,
pick the
she'll
little
go.
quiet, little thin mints.
See, there you go. Go ahead and keep putting them little sidebars in there. She ain't going. Go ahead. But no, if
When
she,
you at least had a bachelorette party, you ain't
yeah, yeah. But no, if she wants to go, she'd go. I mean, look, I'm trusting enough to be like, all right, I know you ain't out there doing it until you give me a reason to be like, okay, that you are out there doing something. Then I'm trusted enough to know that, to at least believe that you are out there, and not have that thought in my mind that, oh, that if you go do this, wow, yeah, that means you're out there doing this with something. Yeah, nah, I'm secure enough with that.
So you would let her get picked up by a male performer?
You just gonna again the comedic it's bad because you gonna keep pushing it and needling. Okay, hey,
Sorry,
y'all
Felicia.
y'all y'all better delete the video like it was the Hangover movie at the end. We watch it one time and then we delete it.
I did delete that.
Yeah, yep.
Nah, I think in all honesty, I wouldn't, me personally, like in all actuality, I just thought about that though, for real. Probably wouldn't have any female that's in a relationship at my bachelorette party. Because I'm not gonna lie to
Why?
you, like
Because you want to
male
turn up?
performers, huh?
Because you want to turn up and go crazy?
Well, no, male performers do not really. Okay, so for example, I went to a birthday party, didn't know that they were gonna be male performers or whatever, and so the one male performer, I'm in a relationship. He pulls me out the crowd, whatever, and I tell him, I'm like, look, I got him in, don't, and he proceeds to
Okay.
basically wrap his
Mm-mm.
body around mine in a way to where we're rolling around on this floor and he undid my bra as we're rolling. Like, so while it really wasn't nothing, it still was like, I don't know how my man would feel about this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he'd be cool with this.
So basically, what you're saying is that Kalisha can't go to your bachelorette party. That's
Oh,
basically what you just said.
I wouldn't like Corlicia or any of my friends that's in relationships because I respect their relationship. Because I already know, like at the end of the day, we all kicking it, we all, and I don't, you know how like some of them situations you can't always correct things. You have to be preventative. Like I wouldn't want to have to correct that in the moment and be like, "Hey, get off my friend. She married." You know what I mean? Because
All
he's trying to
right.
make his money. So
Yeah, and
I would that's something
which
that I would be preventative with instead of corrective.
yeah,
Because I can
and in
say,
that
yeah,
situation,
don't really do too much, but then if too much happened, what I'm supposed to do?
yeah, in that situation, I guess I mean you can't blame a guy in that situation, the person that's there, the entertainer, because he is just trying to make the money. Same I guess in any if you flip it and it's women that's there, whatever. Like people are just making their money, so you ain't blaming them in a sense. But it's just like, all right, like you said, it's just. But also, I mean, I don't know. It's also one of them things where I guess your thing is different from whatever. But it's just like it's also still you got to put it on the person that's in the relationship because if you go and these things might happen and then these things happen, then hey,
And then, like I said, there is good and I guess risky things. Like for example, if the entertainer just picked her up and put her on his face or whatever, did a little circle, put her back down. Okay, okay, but there'll
if
be
you want to pick
some.
something up, take your ass to the gym. You ain't gonna be picking her up. Take your ass to the gym. They got weights at the gym. $12 membership at fucking Planet Fitness. God damn it! Don't be picking nobody up. $12 a month. Get out of here. Picking her up. You know what I'm saying?
And I thought
But
that
go
was
ahead.
like, he thought that was something light. Like all he did was be her chair for a little 360.
Stop it. Okay, stop it. We about to be on the next topic. No. Talking you thought that was something light. Not talking about he gonna be her chair. Man, get the
Well,
hell out of here. How the hell you gonna put it in those terms? Oh, I thought he was just gonna be her chair for a little while. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no other place to sit. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is we talking about out here? What is we? What is we? What are we? This is the last time we do a show on Wednesday nights after happy hour because Eulise is
Oh
out of
my
pocket.
God.
Eulise is out of pocket.
Okay, so I'm thinking that's something light because of I've seen all of the other little things that they have done. You know what I mean? And that's light. Like she's not in a extra compromiser position because
Yeah,
I've
okay.
seen male strippers go from that to basically putting whipped cream down it and putting it in their face. So like it's levels. You know what I'm saying?
All
It's
right.
levels.
Okay. Well, y'all enjoy y'all little bachelorette party. Y'all little bachelorette party. Go ahead. Y'all enjoy that.
I promise
Yo,
I'm not gonna have my homie in no compromising positions. But yeah. But
so not but speaking about like these things where like when people be in relationships and stuff obviously Usher and Chris Brown been on tour
I was about to just
and
say something about that young lady who went on stage with
yeah
Usher and was
yeah
feeling it.
yeah so the people, I'm pretty sure most people that are listening to this have seen that,
Mm-hmm.
but since Chris was on tour doing his thing with, well, hell, before Chris was on tour, Usher was already on, doing his Vegas
Residency.
residency.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't pulling people up on stage, but Usher, was doing the thing,
He
walking
was
through
going
the
through the
crowd.
crowd.
But he was walking
Yeah.
through the crowd with the little cherries and
Cherries
stuff
and
and all
everything.
those types
Yeah.
of things. And we know
His
that the
Hugh
issues
Hefner
that was
rose.
causing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know that it was definitely a Hugh
Yeah.
Hefner road. And so that was causing issues because some people might be in relationships and some people might not. But then Chris started doing his whole thing on. Well, maybe he's been doing it before, but Chris is doing the whole thing with the "Take You Down" song, and he pulls somebody up on stage, and and he does his thing with put them on the little couch bed thing or whatever, and do a whole little dance routine. And to keep it fair, to be 100% honest, I know people have been doing stuff like this before. I mean, I remember being in the 2000s when Janet Jackson was doing, I think, probably the Velvet Rope tour. I'm thinking
Yes.
maybe,
That was the most
and
iconic.
and she
Yeah.
would pull a guy up on stage and she would put him on a little thing and they would tie his hands up and she would do the
Mm-hmm.
whole song with, she would climb up on him and everything, and they would be flipping and turning. So it's been happening for a long time. But, people act like this is the first time stuff like this has happened. But obviously, so they've been doing that. But what was it? I guess maybe a week ago. At the show, I might have been in Nashville. I can't remember where it was, but Chris pulled, but not Chris. Usher has a young lady on stage, and you saw the video. She looked like she wanted to be anywhere but up on that stage on that routine with her. What did you think about it?
So when it was basically found out that when they do ask girls if they want to go up stage, they don't tell them who they're
Who they
going up
going
there
up for? Yep.
And I think her
And she wanted to be up
knowing
there with
that it
Chris.
could have been a possibility that she would be up there with Usher, probably should have said no. Because I would have then asked, hey, am I gonna get Chris Brown? And I would have asked. Me personally, I would have asked. Even if they don't offer that information. And don't get me wrong, she could have. I don't even know to clip it up or whatever. I don't know at what point if he was entertaining another girl that came to her because I know that it was a progression for Chris when he had the one girl that was handcuffed on the pole, then he would go upstairs to the girls on the bed. So I don't know how Usher was doing his. However, as soon as I got sat down and I knew that it was gonna be Usher, I would have walked off just so they could replace somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I would
Yeah.
have. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
let him come out there and been cringe. I think that was embarrassing. But I do love how Usher felt the vibes and just backed up. He ain't try to like keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't try to like say face, you know what I'm saying, or anything. But I think that if she knew she didn't want Usher, she should have got up,
Yeah.
knowing that she was gonna get Usher. That's just me.
And I think we all are just finding out, just like you said, that when they pull somebody out, they don't tell you who you're going up for. Which I'm guessing. Look, Chris Brown is the more popular person on this tour, hands down. I was in that stadium here in Cleveland, and Usher did his damn thing. People still screamed and made noise and all that stuff for Usher. It happened. It's a different level with Chris right now. It's a different level with him. And so I almost feel like they're not telling these ladies because, in a sense, you're
Everybody wants to go with Chris Brown.
more people probably. So if you got it, I don't think this would happen, but just say you in some town, some night, some city one night, and they're asking, do you want to go up? Do you want to go up? Do you want to go up? And everybody's like, if it's Chris, yeah. If it's Usher, no. Which I don't think it would get to that point, but technically, how embarrassing is it if you got to ask 20 girls before one be like, okay, I'll go up for Usher. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and let's be honest. At the end of the day, we've seen Usher's residency. There were plenty of beautiful fans of Usher's.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
see somebody holding a fucking Usher thing or they got Usher, like look for the people who are fanning out for him that look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
way you know that they're gonna be a willing participant.
Mhm.
Like, especially when you see their reaction to who they're more engaged with.
No, I
So
agree.
I think that the person picking these women is probably more of the issue than the actual women.
Could be. But that whole situation was so cringe. It was
really was.
so it was like he leaned in on her, she just leaned it back. It was almost like, and I was talking to Carlisha about it, and I get what she's saying. You get the choice, and she's like, oh well, if he was all sweaty, I wouldn't want him on me and stuff like that too. I'm like, well, Chris was gonna be sweaty too, and she wouldn't have did if it was Chris, you know. So it's just like, it's basically she just didn't want to be up there for Usher, which is her right. And I agree with you. It was great that he sat there and was just like, you know what? Yeah, this vibe is off. You know, go ahead. You know, whatever. And then I just saw a video.
Usher
Go
could have been like, right then and there, who feeling me? And allow this person, yoink, and would have got them right.
Yeah.
Baby, listen, they didn't stop making women when they made you, and this is no shady against her, but it's like, okay, cool.
She definitely played in his face. She definitely was playing in his face. I mean, honestly, she did. And then out of all of this, she got her moment too, you know, where now she's you know, she identified herself online, which people would have found her, but she identified her stuff online. She put out her little statement on her stories, and excuse me, she was talking about, you know, the whole process and yada yada, this and disrespect and all this stuff or whatever. And it's just like, but people just looking at you like, yo, like they've been doing this tour for forever. Like, you know what it is when you come up on that stage. It don't matter if it's Chris or Usher. At some point, when you go up on that stage, you know what they both are going to do. Everybody has seen the videos. If it's a 50-50 chance, like,
then imagine if he had her on the stripper pole handcuffed up. She wouldn't have been able to do nothing or move.
Yeah. And then maybe or like you said, what if it goes the other way where she is looking uncomfortable, but he keeps going and also whatever? Then it's like people would have been talking like, oh, well, she looked like she wasn't this and that and the third. And then people would
know boundaries and all.
Yeah. And people would have been killing him because he made her feel uncomfortable when he didn't stop and all. So like you said, it was handled perfectly by him to say, all right, go ahead, get her up off of here, or whatever. And then, like I said, then I saw a video from, I guess, a couple of days ago, where they was about to get into it. And he was just like, look, don't bring your ass up onto the stage if you don't want to be up here. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just like, yeah. So,
and I mean,
I thought that was funny as hell.
I think the internet went too far, like going at her and calling her out her name and everything like that. Like, I think that's a little bit much. However, for her to sit up there and want to pull the "I'm too pretty for this and third and y'all could never,"
pretty privilege,
like,
yeah, and that's why she was up there and everybody else. Like, look, again, I went here in Cleveland, so I went downtown, and I know about a third ish of the stadium was kind of cut off because they put the stage on like that half of the field area, so maybe about a third ish. Maybe a little bit more than a third ish of the stadium was cut off, but then they have a lot of seats on the floor. So either way, I mean, on the field. So either way, the stadium holds about 70,000 people. You put all them seats on the floor. So let's just throw a number out there. Let's say it was 40,000 people in that stadium. Let's just say that number. You want the prettiest one in there. And it's not to say that there's not to say the young lady wasn't attractive or anything like that, but let's just say for every one of you in this stadium, I can guarantee you there were 100 others. So yes, your pretty privilege allowed you to be selected and get pulled from the other area into the VIP area. Yes, that allowed it. But I guarantee you, if they would have saw somebody else 2 minutes before they saw you, they might have pulled their ass. I mean, I'm just saying, like you're not a 101. And again, it's not to say that she wasn't attractive or anything, but I'm just saying that you're not a 101. And they do this, and she's saying it like they don't do this routine in every single city. Because who's to say just because they pulled you out in whatever city that you were in, that if you were in Memphis tomorrow or whatever city the next day, that they would have been looking at you like, oh, well, nah, keep it moving. Like, so it's not to say that pretty privilege doesn't exist. We know it does. We all do it in all aspects of life. We look at people that we find more attractive or who are in society more attractive than others are not, whatever. They get more away with more, and we understand it. But to act like you just gonna throw it in everybody's face, like, oh, I'm the baddest out here, whatever. All right, then, all right, but you
And
turn
all
off a
this
lot of
hate
people with
is
that
pure
attitude.
jealousy and this and this and
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah. Of course, yes, there were women that looked at you and was like, yo, I wish I would have been up there. Of course. But everybody ain't hating on you because you're pretty. They hating on you because you were up there, and then you acted like you ain't want to be there.
You didn't want to be.
Yeah. So that gets on my nerves. All right. Since we talk about women, I saw something online this week that was funny. Well, I find it funny and annoying at the same time. But
Okay.
it was just this clip, and so I'll ask you because I wonder if you've done this. So.
Okay.
I'm a guy. I'm telling a story. Obviously, I'll just use Corlicia because I'm married. I'm telling the story. I'm like, hey, babe, remember when we went to this one restaurant, or we went to this one place, and there was this and that and the third, and they had this real good wine and this and that and the third, and then all of a sudden she looked up, she's like, that wasn't me. But either that line or women love to say, you could be telling a good story about something that happened, and then they let her look at you and they'll say, wrong bitch. And it's like, and the thing on the video was, why can't women just say, I don't remember, instead of using that line? Because I'll be honest, again, I know she's going to listen to this. There's been times that I'll tell a story and she looking at me like, we didn't do that. And I'm looking like, yeah, we did. Because we've been together for over 6 years now as a whole. We've done a lot in these 6 years. We forget stuff a lot. And she'll tell me all the time, like, oh, you got a better memory than I do. And so sometimes I could tell a story and it'll be like, oh, and she'll be like, no, we ain't do that. Are you the kind of the kind of woman that when you with your guy or whatever, are you the one that be like, wrong bitch?
No, I wouldn't say that. It depends. Like, okay, usually that come if it was like any type of tension or friction before the story or before, you know what I mean? Like, are we in a good place? Because I can't see myself saying that. I can't see myself saying that.
But
I was like, no, it wasn't me.
There are women that do that. They love to sit there and look at me like, that wasn't me.
I'm just trying to think, like, if I was happy in a relationship and like he misquoted a memory, I can't see myself being like, wrong bitch. But like, I can't see nobody happy in a relationship saying that. Honestly, that's my take. I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say it. No, I can't speak for nobody else, but I wouldn't say it.
I was looking in the comments on that video, and people was like, "Oh,
I wouldn't want him to say wrong nigga if I misquoted a memory." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And to keep it 100, Carlisha don't be like wrong bitch and nothing like that, but sometimes she'll be like, that wasn't me. Oh, like we didn't do that, and I'd be looking like, yeah, we did, and it's just like, and I think it comes from a place of like literally not remembering it sometimes, to be 100% honest.
Remember it, yeah.
To be honest, but the point of the video too is just like, why can't women just be like, oh, I don't remember that? Why is that the go-to? Like, wrong one, that wasn't me or something like that. Instead of just like, you know what, I don't remember that, and then maybe think about it for a second and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that do sound familiar. Because there's a couple times we done been, and I'd be like, hey, so you don't remember us doing that, and we did this, and then we went there, yeah, and then she'll think, and she'll be like, okay, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Hey, you know what? That's probably something she got to get over too, because if you don't remember something, for somebody who's not secure enough to say, hey, I just don't remember something, like it may be a little personal dig that you on a 10 and they taking it that way. Sadly enough, I will say that.
Probably.
Like, I got a bad memory. And although you've had to remind me on more than one occasion that something really did transpire, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I get out of recalling a memory that you wasn't a part of? And I've already on multiple occasions showed you that I really did remember something and you really did like experience it.
Yeah. I
Like
will say too.
after the first like one or two corrections and I was wrong, then I'll never question you quoting a memory. To me, I don't want to be wrong a third time.
I mean, look. I'll say this much: like people can forget something because again, even in us in our situation, we've at this point, let's call it 6.5 years, a little bit over 6.5 years that we've known each other, been talking, all of that stuff. Um, a lot of stuff happens over a period of time.
Hmm.
I it just does, and people do remember stuff, and memories are weird. People remember stuff in different ways. Again, I think the whole point of it is just like, all right, instead of just like, hey, anybody, just no, that wasn't us. Oh, no, I don't remember that. You can say it in a different way as, there's a nice way of saying it.
Hmm.
There's
And
the
then there's a
evil way of
little
saying it.
messy way of
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
it.
There's the evil way that some women do. Like, nope, wrong bitch, whatever. There's the evil way that, you could be like, nah, are you sure? I mean, you can even be like, yo, you sure that was us or something like that? You can do all of those things that makes it feel like, it ain't coming off the wrong way. But I found that funny because I just feel like I don't know how many times she's mentioned something that we've done, and I'm only equating it to us because that's all I can really equate it to. But I don't know how many times we've done something that she brought up, like, oh, remember we did this, and I'm like, nope, that wasn't me. You must have did that with somebody else, whatever. And even if I did, I probably did it being funny because I feel like women almost almost their go to. Nope, it wasn't me or whatever. And it's like, and even with that, y'all, it's like we've all had relationships prior to the relationship we're in. So there is a chance that something could be just a little bit misconstrued and all of these things or whatever else. But it's just, thankfully, I can't say at least I can honestly say with my relationship and marriage and stuff, we met and started talking early in 2020, January, February 2020 or whatever. And the whole time that we've been talking, I, I, I I can honestly say that I don't have like that thing where it's like, oh, you did that with this person. It's like, nope. It was just even with us living apart. Once I always say once we started talking, we were talking like every day on the phone. Texting during the
Say
day,
once
all
y'all
day
was
long,
locked in,
and
y'all was locked in.
yeah, it was just one of those things. And I know I've said it 1,000 times that I know we had our connection and everything. But I always say I think COVID played a part in stuff too because it caused us to kind of lock in a little bit more because people wasn't out,
Yeah.
and it's not to say we didn't have the connection, but it's like, when people being creative, figuring out ways to see each other because we're not moving as freely as we used to.
Yep.
And we were in different cities, we were watching movies online at the same time and talking and all that. Like it caused us to have a different level of connection that we probably wouldn't have had if on a random Tuesday, I would normally be somewhere, or I might go somewhere, I might go to a bar, I might whatever, I might just be out the house. But because everything's shut down and closed, I'm just at home, and now we talking even longer than we would have had, previously. So
If you
I,
was
I,
out in
I
the car.
do, yeah, I think that went a long way too. But like I said, the whole time we've been together, since the time that we locked in and had that first conversation, I mean, it's just basically been about her the whole time. Which is, it's one of those amazing things when, because again, we weren't living in the same city. Who knows what people could have been doing or would have been doing? But we've been locked in ever since ever since the first phone conversation when I was in Houston for my birthday. We every single day. I don't think a day that went past we ain't talked.
Oh,
No,
welcome to
I
Death
don't do
Row.
it.
That's pretty much what you just said in a nutshell.
Yeah,
And it's like, and it's
I'm
like,
not.
like you think about it, like you live so much life. Like I had writer's block, and I decided to do a brain dump of every title I hold, and
Mhm.
realize like I have a lot of stories within those titles. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a sister, I'm a cousin, I'm a daughter, I'm a this and that, whatever. I'm a co-worker, I'm a comedian, I'm a all these this different things, whatever. Like I probably put down like 20 some titles.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about every emotion within that title, you got endless material to write about. But
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy because some things that I thought about, I was like, damn, I forgot I even had that job. And mind you, it was a job I had for like a year and a half or something like that. And a lot of stuff happened within that year and a half. You know what I mean? So I was thinking like, dang, when you remember just certain things that you experience in your life, you be like, damn, I forgot about this. Let me dust off this nugget. So, but yeah, that's what's up though. Black love in the house.
Yeah. All right. So I know we just basically hit the hour, so I want to touch on the one thing that you had brought up too that I actually saw online. Um, so I didn't see what school it was, but you said it's Tuskegee.
Yep,
I
Tuskegee
did see.
HBCU.
Yeah,
Ban
Tuskegee.
do rags
They're
and
down in
bonnets on
Alabama.
campus.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
They how do you feel about that? Because it I didn't dive into the article when I saw it. I just saw like the headline, the banning of, like you said, the do-rags, the bonnets. I think I saw like pajama pants and shoes and all of those types of things. I know that they're banning those. When I saw it and I started thinking about it a little bit, it was giving off real, how you have those spots in the city where um they don't want black people in there. So what they start doing is changing the dress code. And so, because it's the spot downtown that was open, we were just walking in the flats last weekend, and excuse me, the spot decades that closed down on the east bank of the
Yep.
flats, and then it was opening back up. But then when it was about to open, because I didn't know, because I knew they were about to open, but I didn't know that
Hmm.
they ultimately didn't open, because when they put the press release out that they were going to open back up, they had the crazy dress code, no this, no that, and whatever. And we know whenever they put these these dress codes in, it's always geared towards basically black people, because they're going to call it's basically urban stuff, but the way that we would dress to come in. Back in the day, it would be no white tees, no jerseys, no do-rags, all those types of things. And it was basically geared towards what we would wear. And then I know I've even had this conversation with Kolisha before, like even when she was in college at OU, they would have those types of dress code things, and then they would look inside and see white people wearing it, even though y'all telling people that they can't wear it. So it gave real, we don't want y'all in here vibes with the dress code for black people more so than anything else. Cool. So that's what I thought about it. But then I was like, you know, one thing we as black people say a lot is, especially once you start getting out here amongst people and you start moving into your job world, corporate spaces, all these things. One of the things we say all the time is, for us to get ahead, we got to be twice as good as the white people that's out here up for stuff. We got to work twice as hard and we got to be twice as good all the time. And a lot of this does do with appearance. And I get it. People want to be comfortable. I talk about the bonnets and stuff myself. I hate a lot of that stuff when people be outside, and I hate the pajama pants, which to me is more of a white people thing. Um, I hate the whole fact that people don't get themselves together anymore to go out the house. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But you know, when we talk about being twice as good and all these things, a lot of this is appearance, and the part of being in college is presenting yourself in a certain way. You're prepping yourself for the real world, knowing that you're never going to go into a job in pajama pants and whatever else and bonnets and all this stuff. A part of me feels like it's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't know if we got to ban it. I'm really I'm man enough to sit here and say I'm kind of torn on it. Maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe I'm getting into my get off my lawn. I'm the old man space. Honestly, maybe that's it for me, because I don't know if you have to ban it, but like at some point, you got to be a fucking adult. Why are we walking out the house like this in a place that, yes, they are preparing you for real life. You are going to school. You're learning real life skills. You learn you're taking up the stuff that's going to be your career. Is it the worst thing that they're telling you to just dress like a fucking adult in a certain sense, but you're also paying to go to school. So how you gonna tell me what to wear when I'm paying to come sit in your classroom? So again, I'm really, really on the fence. I don't think I fall on this on either side to be 100% honest. Um, because the real life person to me is like, yo, get yourself together. But I'm also a 45-year-old man that grew up in a space where even though we had our trends, yo, it was fashion for us. Like what we putting on, what shoes we wearing, what's the outfit we gonna put on. Not I walk out the house and I'm gonna look like I ain't even brushed my hair. I might smell like I ain't took a shower. You know what I'm saying? I got house shoes on. So like I said, I'm kind of half and half. You can't. It's weird to tell somebody what you can wear to a class that they're paying to come to. I'll let you take the
Um,
floor.
when you talk about like banning stuff that's geared towards black people, that definitely happens because I remember when Boots on the Ground first came out as a line did,
The
Carnival
fans.
banned the fans, and black people was the only ones that had fans and stuff like that. So excuse me. I'm like, yeah, I think some of it does get kind of pushed um in that regard. But as far as the attire on campus, I think it heavily has to do with the fact that we are a more social media geared society. Because back in the day, it wasn't even cared about. The same dress code or attire that people wear today to class, they wore back then. They did. I did. I wore a headscarf on my head, so much so that they asked me what religion I was practicing. And I think we need to ask people why they are not quote unquote presentable before you make it an issue. Because one, they're broke college kids. Like they're not gonna get dressed every fucking day. There's not. Whether it's a bonnet, do rag, pajama shirt, like they're not gonna get dressed every day. They're going to class. They're going to go to education to better themselves. And what person do you know that wore that attire to class that wore that stuff at work as if they was just none the
Mm-hmm.
wiser? That doesn't freaking happen. Let them get through
Mm-hmm.
this stressful process of college, undergrad, or whatever, so they can have a reason to get dressed in their profession. Like and like I said, like for me it was the pressure. Like I just wanted to be covered up. I didn't want the attention. I'm already tall. You know what I'm saying? And so in my mind, I just wanted to be covered up. I wanted to be watered down. I don't want that attention. Like I just want to be cool. And also, like I said, these broke college kids or whatever. Like I had some of my Bible study members buy me clothes in college and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it ain't always just rooted in laziness. Like, and even if it is, thank God they got up and they didn't kill themselves today. Because like you have no idea where they are mentally when they walk out the house. Like think about it. We got the whole cliche saying that when you look good, you feel good. They don't look good, so they don't fucking feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate how we are so quick to judge um somebody's appearance before we consider the actual person.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we disconnect as humans. Like we are so quick to judge the appearance of somebody before we even consider that's somebody's daughter, somebody's son, somebody's father. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that matters to another freaking life. You know what I mean? And I hate that about it. And I feel like because social media is such a big thing that Tuskegee cares about the pictures and videos that come from their campus more than they care about the students that attend. That's how I feel about that.
Okay. That's that's a good point. Um, because I'm not going to dismiss the fact that there are probably going to be people out of the whole bunch. If it's just case, let's just say it's 100 people that come out dressed the way that they don't want them to dress. There's going to be a number of people in that group that, like you said, can just have something going on and they don't want to put anything on. Like you said, they're just trying to make it to class. And that's why I say I fall on both sides to this because it's because I hear that side of the argument. And I definitely understand, and I again I know it's true. just the sheer number of things. When the if you look at the equation of how it's all going to add up, yeah, that's going to be correct. That's going to be the case. Um, and then, but see, I also say for the other side, then it's like, but because you make a good point of you're an undergrad, you got all the pressure of going to school and getting these grades and stuff, which is absolutely correct. Um, you know, and I just look at like, all right, but you're still teaching people how to be in what at some point they have to learn how to be in professional settings. And like I always fall back on not just situations like this, even situations with kids growing up is sometimes where it's just the balance of allowing people to be themselves, allowing people to grow in the space and the time that they need to do that and grow, versus also having to try to move them along because like my fear for some people would be that you're not prepping them appropriately for some of these situations, because we can say, all right, well, you're only an undergrad, you got to be able to get through this or whatever. So then how bad should we feel as adults or people in these situations that we were teaching them, the professors, the administrators or whatever, but we didn't teach them how to get into these professional situations? Because you went from high school, obviously as a kid and under the thumb of your parents, to being an undergrad, your first time being alone, and you're obviously progressing over those 3 to 4 years, 5 years, however long it takes you to get through undergrad, and we didn't teach you how to move along and say, hey, this is how you should act in these situations. So if we didn't give you the tools to say you can't enter the world like this, you may know you can't, but if you never have to put it into practice, then did we really prep you? So that's why I say there's like the two sides.
I get that to a point, but who's to say that they didn't just because I wear a bonnet? I could be fully aware that, this is not the attire for interviews and this, you know what I'm saying? And so I like I said, I do get that to a point that you do have to be groomed and you do have to do your part. However, I just sometimes question the intention. Is this for you or for
me?
I
hear it. Yeah,
because sometimes when people want you to be strong while you grieving, is it that you want me to be strong because that's better for me in the situation, or do you want me to be strong because my grief makes you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
So is the reason why you want this to pivot for you or for me?
I mean, I almost feel like it's almost kind of the same way of how people wear their hair. Like if I got dreads, you want me to cut my dreads just because you don't think it's professional, but it's like it's just my hair in a sense. So it all that kind of falls into the same bucket too of things where it's just, so now outside of that whole thing, are all things created equal in a sense? Like are almost want to say are all bonnets created equal? Because I've seen some that they look extreme. And you women obviously do the bonnet thing or whatever. Like all bonnets created equal. That's just the jokey part of it. Like some of them do look extreme. Like I can put the other stuff to the side. Some of them be like the stupid long ones and all that stuff or whatever.
I think presentable is pretty much the right gauge for the barometer. So like, for example, I don't think people have necessarily an issue. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
was like you was still so long. I was like, hello?
Yeah. I'm making notes for the spaces I gotta try to take out so that I can remember when I go through it. Yeah.
So still, I thought
My bad. My bad.
But I think presentable is what we should go with versus the black and white of yes and no for some things. Like, I don't think makeup is necessarily a bad thing. I just think that it should be presentable. It should be a certain shade. It should blend well. It should look more natural. I think lashes is not really a big thing unless they look like this on your face. So again,
nails,
I think
fingernails. The fingernails is cool until they get to being this long.
And again, presentable, because I don't mind, like, for example, if like you wanted to get like the enhancements for your hairline, you know what I'm saying, to look extra crispy. Okay, cool. That look, if that's what you want to do, as long as it looks presentable. Like, don't look like it's painted on because you ain't got no hair there and it's just black soot on your fucking face.
Yeah.
So I think presentable is more of the focus than yes or no on certain things. And like for example, I'm not supposed to have nails in the medical field, but my hand hygiene is better than people who don't have nails. So
Mm-hmm.
is it nails that's the issue or competency to wash your fucking hands when you do shit?
Mm-hmm. And
So
we all know
again, I
them
think
in the healthcare field. So there's some people that will not wash their. I hear stories all the time of people that be
with no
nurses and
nails.
stuff, and yeah.
So again, like I think we just need to focus on the part of the gray area that we're trying to go for. Because it's like, no, I don't think that bondage should be a thing. However, there is a presentable way of doing it. Maybe you should find a turban or a beanie to where you can have just like a little bit of your hair showing because that's what I did, you know what I'm saying? Even at work. Like, yeah, but you don't wear bonnets at work. Actually, I wore a hat while I worked to where my nickname was Balls McGee. And I just had to have my hair covered up. I don't know what it was or whatever. Like that's like my security blanket. I don't know what it is, but yeah, people be going through shit, man.
Okay. All right. Well, good feedback on that one. So, um, we coming up on 10:30, so we'll go ahead and and we over our hour, so we can go ahead and wrap this one up. Do you want
Yeah,
to? Yeah, I don't. Well, you got a show on something on Sunday, so I know we ain't doing
yeah, I
something
got
on Sunday.
yeah, I got a show Sunday, and I think I think me and Corlicia got brunch Sunday too. Um, yeah, we do actually, because we said the first Sunday of the month. Yep, we agreed
Okay.
on that. So, um, yeah.
Yeah. So
But I
I
might
already
be
know
able to
we
do it
ain't going.
before my show. Like we can do the afternoon. We're gonna do like 3 o'clock or something like that. Whatever. 3 o'clock is still cool. Cause that'll be after brunch and before my show. But we'll play it by
Okay.
ear. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, give them all your shits where they can find you and what you got going on.
Eulise Dickerson, as always, stay blessed, healthy, and wealthy until we see each other again. Um, Eulise Dickerson on each social media platform. My Instagram is public, my Facebook is private, and Eulise Too Funny on TikTok. So if you are tuning in on this platform, DMST Network, just go ahead and shoot me a message. Let me know that you're following me for my Facebook, and then I'll go ahead and add you. Because I ain't playing as that. My Facebook is like personal. So, but yeah, until I see y'all again, stay blessed, healthy, and wealthy per usual.
All right. And so this show, I got to figure out when I'm gonna put it out. It's Wednesday. It'll probably be out by Friday. That's just. I'll probably shoot for Friday. I said obviously I can't do it on a normal Tuesday, but it'll be out, and then we'll play. Like you said, we'll play it by ear for the next one. I'm still, same weekly thing. DJing on Tuesdays, R&B Night Bar One and South Euclid on Green Road, and then Johnny Malloy's on Friday, 7:30 to 11:30 every single Friday. So hopefully I'll see some people there. And then that's it for me right now. I got some open dates in August for people if they wanna book the services. I'm actually about to start getting into making some of the deal like the little zip drives, because I feel like every time I'm out right now somebody's asking me if I'm doing the zip drives, which I never have. But it seems like everybody wants them now, probably because in the cars, you either going to probably they don't make CD players anymore, the newer ones. So people are either just you either going to put your phone in and you either got a subscription to your Apple Musics and all of those stuff, or people want those little thumb drives or little zip drives. So I'm about to start getting into that. So I'll let people know about that too. But again, I got some dates open in August. September is going to be a little tight for me. So I'll be gone at least one weekend, and then one weekend is Labor Day weekend, so that's usually Shaw weekend. So I know I'll be busy that weekend, and then one weekend is we usually do the Battle of the Bands weekend which is obviously at Warrensville now. So I guess you ain't gonna put thumbs down for that, because it's obviously up in Warrensville now. You're hating ass. So September's a little tight. But obviously again August is open. So reach out if you want to. So thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Just keep in mind, as I say all the time, it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. And as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I am DJ Brainstorm for you on all social media. That is DJ Brainstorm, the number for the letter
You.
All right, y'all. Remember that the show is still live on all the platforms that you listen to it at, and then you got the video version on YouTube, the DMST Podcast Network. So we will catch y'all on the next one. Stay safe, y'all. We love y'all. Peace.